Yeah, welcome to this chapter. We'll be considering derivative as a topic. What do we say a derivative is? Now, definition. A derivative is a function. A derivative is a function. Now, you talk about what function? A function that gives what? That gives you a slope of some x. Okay, so we say a derivative is a function that gives you a slope of some x. What does that imply? Now let me assume you have a Cartesian plane or a graph. This is your y-axis, okay, and this is your x-axis. Now when you look at what is the slope of any function, or the slope that you can find on a straight line is equal to 0. So when you have that slope, the slope is equal to what? 0. So we tag that to be what? We say that okay, take for instance, we have a straight line, okay? Now, this straight line we're talking about on y. Now, the slope on that straight line is equal to 0. Now, it also implies that when we have that straight line, if any function is given, I want you to understand that the derivative we're talking about. Now, Lagrange also connotes derivative to be f prime of x. That is for Lagrange. Now, some textbooks you will see it's x prime of x. Okay, so this f prime of x, this is Lagrange note the notation of how to write the derivative of x. Now, what does that imply? When we're talking about a slope, we're talking about change in change in y with respect to x. So this is change in y with respect to change in x. So that is what we call, that is, we want to know what the change that is happening here. Okay, take for instance, if a vehicle moves from one point to the other, of course, that distance, there is a change. Okay, that is another thing to consider. Then you could also see in some textbook, this f prime of x also written as what? The y, the x. What does it imply? Now, the person who talked about this, you will see that in some textbooks, that is Leibniz. So Leibniz gave this denotation. Okay, now Leibniz, looking at what does that imply? We're also saying the same thing. The f prime of x is also equal to